check was the cheapest price and time to go back to Elkhart. So it's gonna be a long 2 days. It'll be fun though. Thanks, guy.
Then break. Once again, Cafe car is closed in 15 minutes while I wait for a dinner break. Thank you.
Welcome aboard. Folks, we're leaving Winnemucca, Nevada, just under an hour behind schedule. We do have some cushion to make some of that up, but we'll see how it goes. Usually, we do get some freight traffic around Elko. If we make it past Elko without any delay, we should be pretty scot-free, so just hold tight, see how that all works out. But for now, we're sitting right about an hour, just underneath an hour behind schedule.
Alright, I'm at some farm and fleet store in Ottawa, Caldab, Ottawa, Iowa, I think, or something, at the very edge of Illinois and Iowa. This is a Forrest River Pursuit Class A. It's like a smaller Class A. Just wanted to point out the cockpit. See how there's no cup holders on that table? And now before you even say anything, I already checked. All that table does is come straight up. That is the one cup holder they give you up front. And even then, I would be skeptical about putting my coffee cup there. It won't hold a 20-ounce bottle of pop or nothing. It's kind of iffy. I mean, that is pretty pathetic in my opinion. That pocket right there is kind of dumb. It doesn't even hold coins or anything. You put a quarter in there and it'll bounce right out. It needs to be about 2 more inches deep to be able to make it half-ass useful, in my opinion. So between these two, the passenger has a cup holder over there built into the wall. But this one's either missing it or they purposely did not build it this way. And I think they purposely did not build it that way because when you look at this handle, it's positioned toward the passenger also. And it's like those 2 cup holders are for the passenger and the driver doesn't get nothing. These kind of vehicles are what I'd like to call more stationary houses. They're built, you know, to park them 4 months at a time before you move them. They're not really built to drive them around daily. They did the best they could on giving you nice captain's chairs so that you can ride pretty good and drive pretty good down the road if you have to for short distances. But it's only, I don't know, 150 miles or something I've gone since Elkhart. Something like that. I've gone past Chicago and now I'm in Ottawa, Iowa. I'm not exactly sure on the full mileage of that. But I've about had enough driving for today. Just because maybe part of it is Chicago traffic. I should have stayed on I-94 sign instead of taking I-90 Skyway toll and went up on this toll bridge and had to make my way back through Chicago to get back using I-57. And so, yeah, I'm tired of dealing with this in traffic. But anyway, I thought I would experience driving a Class A, even a smaller Class A. The touchscreen is pretty good. When you go in here, $150 that Elkhart Plaza, that's all it would run, was $150 per person. It cut it off at 3/4 of a tank when I filled it, and it said it had a 500-mile range. Now, of course, I'm down to 348 miles, but if you had this baby full for $200 or so, supposedly there's a 600-mile range. I say supposedly because this computer is brand new and doesn't know exactly for sure with all the wind and the road and everything how far actual mileage is. But when you go down through this thing, it says I'm averaging 7.9, so I picked up since 6. When I started, it was 6 miles per gallon. Bad, but at least it's trying to now 8. I'm not exactly sure. That's exactly the point. I guess I've driven 200 miles because it was 23 miles to start, so exactly 200 miles from where I'm at now, from when I picked it up. So that's the temperature outside today. 0 on a trip. That's my current trip. And then you got 348 miles left in the tank. This I'm taking to Boise, Idaho, which is 1,787 miles. in total, and I've driven 200 miles of it. But I have 5 days because everything's closed because of July 4th, so everything will be closed until the first day of the week, which is July 6th, I believe, which is a Tuesday, because July 4th falls on a Sunday, so the dealership and everywhere else, Synergy, that I picked this up from and everything, it's all closed on July 4th, and most likely will be closed, you know, the Saturday the 3rd, Sunday the 4th, Monday the 5th, to celebrate the holiday during the week, because it fell on the weekend. So this will deliver on Tuesday, July 6th. So therefore, right now it's Thursday, July 1st. So I have 5 full days to get this 1,787 miles. And basically it averages out to about 400 miles a day, give or take. A little less than that, because 4 times 5 days is 20, so 2,000 miles. And this thing's only got to go about 1,800, give or take. So, a little less than 400 miles a day, roughly. But that's counting the day, and I might only drive to Davenport, Iowa, which will be another 109 miles from where I'm at, so that'll make like 300 miles today. So therefore, the rest of the time, the rest of the trip, I'll have to stay around 400 miles a day to make it. But anyway, I'll show you the rest of it. It's got a pull-out slide. Everything built into that slide, which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Your water and everything's built into that deal that goes back and forth all the time. Not so sure that'll hold up over the years. But I'll show you the view. I picked up Qdoba's, and that's my stuff. So don't mind the mess I made a little bit. They have a little couch there. Cheap little carpet thing there. This would normally come down, but it's hooked into the house, so I can't use it. So therefore, my only choice is sleep on the floor, or get away with sleeping 5 days on the bed, which I technically could fluff it up and do that. May have to, I don't know. But tonight is pretty hot in here. I've got the AC on, or had it on full blast before I started the video. And it's pretty dang hot in here, even with just the cab AC on. I don't know what, I'm probably going to end up staying at Motel 6 tonight because we get a cheaper rate for driveway companies. Right now, Google says it's 48 something a night plus tax. And then we get it for like 42 plus tax, which ain't much of a cheaper rate, but it might, when I put the VIP thing in online for Motel 6, it might drop it below 40, or at 40, depending, since the regular price is at 48 for this Motel 6. And I might do that for Davenport, maybe, just to be able to stay in air conditioning tonight. But I thought I would show you everything. Nice little oven, 4 burners, which is kind of rare for an RV. Don't know how well they work. And your oven underneath there actually has a full oven and microwave oven, that's kind of neat. The extra added on there. You got your toilet, which kind of stinks right now for some reason, but it just has the RV antifreeze in it, which is weird, but I don't know why it reeks. But I noted it on my inventory when I picked this up. And then you have your bedroom, little thingy. I'll go up front and show you it in a second. Just show you all the accessories. It's not bad, you know. This is another one of those, I would live in it if I never had to move it kind of things, and that's kind of the way it's designed, is only to move it, you know, every 4 months or something, because it's not the greatest thing in the world to drive. But that's coming from someone who would rather do the driving experience than the house. You know, I'm kind of opposite of the normal person who would rather have the house and not so much the driving experience. They're okay with sacrificing the driving experience for the house. So there you go. Coachman is the lead thing that makes it. Pursuit. And then it's joined in there with Forrest River. I don't know exactly what makes what, and it's a Ford engine built into it. Ford engine and somewhat Ford dash. So like a mini Class A. Like a brick driving down the road, of course. And yeah, I know what this one's going to cost me more fuel this trip than maybe a normal Class C or definitely a Class B would cost. But I wanted the experience of driving it. And let's just say, just getting past Chicago doing that 200 miles, I've had enough experience driving it. You know, I should have just taken one for a short run, I think. Because I think this will get old in the next 4 days. But we'll see. This is another annoying thing. The only entrance and exit from here, besides the emergency exit windows, is this, and you have to wait for that damn step to come up and down. That's the one thing I do not like about this. I'd much rather buy a Class C, because you can, for your driving, regular driving situations, get out and fuel it up and all that. You could just come out the doors if it had it, but this motorhome don't have it. One other thing that just reminded me of, I lost my plate the other day for quality. I have to send it in. This is Synergy's plate. But I might get a new dog collar to tie it on with. For now, I just have it zip tied on there. It's normally supposed to go there, but they didn't have the nuts to go in there with, and I don't want to mess with it. And then there's the fuel tank. I did learn this morning. You drive through the pump and then back up to it. And then the backup camera will come on and you're able to see the pump easier as you drive up to it. So I did learn that this morning because this thing is just blind spot city, seems like. Interesting though. Would I buy it? Yeah. If it stayed stationary someplace and I wanted like a house in Miles City that was on wheels that you can just go around Miles City with and that's it, then yeah, then I'd consider something like this. But if you want to drive it around every day, live in it, no. Most definitely not. I don't know how people could do it, you know. But again, lots of people live their lives in expensive houses and then they go and get themselves a weekend RV like this that they just use for the weekends. And that's it, you know, and it's literally just like their house and home. Built like a brick. It's not really designed to go down the road every single day. A full-timer could make it work if they had the income to pay for the fuel. But I don't see that happening because it costs about $200 a tank. This thing says it'll get 500 miles to that tank, or to that 600 miles to the tank range if you fill it all the way up to $200 worth. 3/4 of a tank on that Travel Plaza was 500 mile range, but at 7 miles to the gallon, you know, it's not something that you want to drive all the time. But people take and hook something like that Jeep up to the back of it and they pull that and it gets even less fuel mileage, but then when they're parked someplace they can use that Jeep all the time, and that's how they get away with it. And it will pull something small like the Jeep behind there if you put the hitch on there. Even though it's a small Class 8, it does have a big enough engine in it that. I just thought I would show you everything to do with this vehicle and get this video uploaded. I'm on my 30-minute break, and then I'm gonna, like I say, I'm only gonna drive another 109 miles today to Davenport, and then I think I'm gonna call it quits at that Motel 6 for tonight. Happy 4th of July, everybody, in case I don't make another video, because this is just basically the content of this trip all right here in one shot. So, like and subscribe, leave comments. We'll catch you on the flip. Peace.